Day 4, folks. We're ready to mount our intercooler, hopefully. This is an eBay intercooler. I'll put the link in the description. I bought some 1/8-inch thick aluminum flats that are 1.5 inch wide. I lined it up so that I make a bracket to hold the intercooler. And then I put holes in off the center, but I realized when trying to mount the intercooler that we're actually going to need to offset it by about 1.5 to 2 inches to the right because of the AC condenser. That guy gets in the way, or the dryer. So what I did, it used to be centered basically with this hole. I pried it forward and to the left, to the passenger side of the car, and also tried to kind of, based on the way the bracket is, you kind of have to like maneuver it, twist it, and then push it away. But that's basically gonna allow us clearance for this intercooler. Now I need to make the vertical mounts after I drill the holes for the new bracket locations. But we'll do those first, and then we'll figure out how long these need to be in order to mount the intercooler at the desired height.
So we heard some clunking on the front of the car.
We're getting passed by the sheriff.
That's funny. I realized this would be much easier with a vise. I have one in the basement of my house, but that's not in the garage. So now we are going to take the hood latch bolts off. The hood latch bolts are 10 millimeter. You want to make sure they're not rusted first. This car is pretty clean. If there is some rust, you risk snapping them. With that, it appears we have intercooler mounted. You have to mount it offset to clear the condenser. And it also, it's pretty close to the frame on the right here. Whew! Now we can do the piping, I think. So I was going to trim the radiator hose, but I think because the Kraken manifold puts the turbo so far forward, it's actually better to leave the radiator hose long. It routes behind it, behind the compressor outlet charge pipe thing. But what I do need to trim is the connection point of the intercooler and the charge pipe, because it's making an awkward bend right here.
And you don't like to see it. You hate to see that.
You don't want to see this kink right here. Trimming off a little bit of the charge pipe so that it doesn't kink when we route it on to the intercooler. And it's
Cutting
the most
towards himself.
crooked ass cut anyone has ever done. This is full-on danger mode.
I'm witnessing a murder.
What do we think about that? It's still kind of hoo-honkety. You know what I mean?
I don't.
We will take just a little bit more material off.
Oh my god. You're gonna be without a finger. You have to put that EGR thing on.
Oh, I forgot about that. That looks pretty solid, huh? That ain't bad.
Porking on these nuts on the cold side here. It's chilly on this side of the car. Yeah, look at the hose. Punchy. Okay. Not gonna tighten it anymore for now.
Just connecting this throttle inlet hose. Dan's thinking we might want to trim the shroud.
It's okay.
It could be better though, you know? Do we want this the other way? That one was tough to get on too. But with practice,
It looks pretty easy.
I got better. I am procuring a headache.
You should drink some water. I just drooled on your car. Where did these hose clamps come from?
They came with the hose.
Oh, like I said, they are probably the ugliest hose clamps I've ever seen.
Really? You hating on the Flyin Miata hose clamps?
Maybe.
So we've got the cold side connected up to the throttle body. I've got this blow-off valve that I bought a filter that was sized for the inlet and not the outlet. So we're gonna need to find a new filter for that. Fun things there, but we should be able to crank this baby over. We're gonna disconnect the fueling, let the oil run through the turbo before we actually start the car, and then hopefully we have no coolant or oil leaks anywhere.
What about your EGR?
We also do need to do that, yes. Hello, we are taking the EGR valve off and we're gonna block it off with a little piece of aluminum. The EGR valve is located on the intake side of the engine. Disconnected the harness, taking two 12mm bolts off. Oh hey, there's a gasket on the inlet part of it. Maybe I'll remove that. Goodbye, gasket. There goes the other gasket. We're having fun today on Hard Way Learning. Where does this guy go? Who knows? Taking that hose off.
Just like depressed hardware.
We're having fun. YouTube is fun. Creating content is fun. Taking random hoses off your car is fun. Not sure if we're gonna put on that guy. There's our EGR. It's no longer connected. Are you on? So this is the hello and welcome back. Here's the EGR block-off plate. I'm gonna use the original EGR gasket and hope I don't get a vacuum leak. That's not the right hole. Neither is that.
What? Jeez.
Kyle's first person view. We probably saved a solid quarter pound by taking that EGR thing out. Weight savings. What size bolts are these? Probably not 12s. Because why would that be? Why would we do it like that? What do I have on here? It's a 14, I think. There she be. What do we do with this now? Wonder if I can use that as like a boost reference. I wonder what disconnecting this from there is gonna do to me.